Hey guys, it's Barb, and this is my Artsnacks unboxing and review. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to see more of these videos. Now let's check it out. Diving right into this month's box, our first item is a set of 4 Faber-Castell PITT artist pens in black. I'm really excited about this item as I'm already familiar with what they can do. We have our menu card, which details all the items and a little bit about them. Our treat this month is a candy cane, which is really appropriate for Christmas. Of course, we have the Artsnacks sticker, which always has a different pattern on it, and this looks like a bit of a Christmas sweater pattern. And lastly, our green tissue, which, as I mentioned earlier, I've already opened. The sticker on the outside just encourages you to share your unboxing with Artsnacks if you choose, and that's what we do here on these videos. So our remaining items in the tissue are a KRINK marker, looks like it's in silver, a General's drafting pencil, and lastly a Tombow Fudenosuke brush tip pen. One of the fun challenges of getting these boxes is trying to figure out what I'm going to create with the color combination I receive. And since it's December, I decided to go with a Christmas theme illustration. I'm going to start off with the Tombow Fudenosuke Colors brush pen. This is a hard-tipped brush pen that is water-based and comes in a variety of colors. It's great for thick to thin lines, and because it's water-based, it's even a little water-soluble. I've drawn out my Christmas ornament illustration with the cyan Colorase pencil on Strathmore mixed media paper. I'm going to be blocking in the areas that I want yellow. This pen isn't necessarily meant for covering large areas, but it's doing a really great job, and the pigment flow and coverage is really nice. The hard tip allows me to have a lot of control with my lines, especially with these circular objects. I'm also going to take advantage of the water-based attribute of this pen by using a brush with some water to blend out some of the pigment. This will help me create a nice gradation effect with the yellow. If you've been following my videos, you know that I'm a really big fan of being able to get more than one thing out of one product. This is a great pen to take along with you in addition to any kind of watercolor. I will say though, you have to blend out the pigment right away. If it does start to dry, it becomes a little bit more difficult to do the blending. And again, that isn't necessarily what this pen is meant for, but it is an attribute that you can take advantage of if you choose to. Next up is the KRINK K75 paint marker. This is a permanent alcohol-based paint, and it has a 7mm chisel tip. To activate the paint, you have to pump the marker up and down until the paint comes out, and as you can see, that takes quite a few tries before you can get it going. It has a very opaque and vibrant paint, and it works on a variety of surfaces. Now this marker is probably meant for doing larger areas, but I'm actually using it to do more detailed and specific areas, and I'm just using the edge of the chisel tip to do that with. I like to show products doing things that are a little bit outside of what you would think you would use them for. So again, with the brush pen, using it for larger areas when usually it's for detail, and for this marker it's supposed to be more for larger areas and I'm using it for smaller details. So it's nice to see that I think when you get a product that you can use it for different things and for areas of your illustration that you may not think you can use them in. It gives it a lot of more diversity, and then you're not constantly switching products. You can get a lot more out of one than you may think. And again, I'm a big fan of not having to take a million things with you, especially if you're traveling, so if you can get more than one aspect out of one product, that's always a bonus. Another feature of this product is that it's supposed to be able to be used on any type of surface, which I think is really great. So if you're working with wood surfaces or probably even canvas, you could use this marker on that as well, which is really cool and a really nice aspect of it. It gives you, again, a lot more diversity to use this product in different ways, and depending on what your illustration style is or how you like to work, this is a really great attribute for it to have. I also really love how silver this actually is. Often when you get metallics, they aren't very shiny, or they come off kind of dull, or more like in the case of silver, it'll come off sort of a gray. So it's really nice to see this have some luminosity. Moving on to the General's drafting pencil, I'm going to be using this product a little unconventionally as well. It has a really nice cedarwood casing and a thick soft graphite core, which I'm using to create some shading in the areas where I used my KRINK marker. The graphite's layering over top of the KRINK marker fairly well, and it's giving me an opportunity to give a little bit of depth to my illustration. I really love working in mixed media, so any opportunity that I can use products together and have them layer over top of each other, I always think it gives it a really interesting look, and sometimes you can get some really interesting effects with that. The last item I'm going to use is the Faber-Castell PITT Artist Pens. This 4-pack comes with 4 different nibs, an SC or soft calligraphy, a 1.5 or bullet pen, an SB or soft brush, and a B or brush. One of the things I really love about these pens is that they are waterproof and light fast India ink. They also don't have a scent, which is really nice if you're sensitive to that. I've owned many of these pens, and I also find that they don't dry out as quickly as some others do. I'm using all 4 pens on different areas of my illustration. A word of caution, the brush pen does require a steadier hand than if you were using a harder tipped brush pen. And for that reason, it might be worth doing some experiments and practice with these pens before you use them on a finished piece. For those of you that like hand lettering, you get a great variety of options in this 4-pack. And for certain illustration styles, this can be a great opportunity to experiment with different line weights. Anytime you buy a new art supply, I highly recommend doing a test drawing or a sketch in a sketchbook with that item. It gives you a really good opportunity to test out what it can do, and then you can explore from there. I'm just finishing up my line work on my Christmas ornament illustration, and then I'll go back in and refine some of the areas I'm not quite happy with. And here's a final look at my illustration using all of the items in the December Artsnacks box. Once again, I really enjoyed this box. I'm not going to count the Faber-Castell PITT pens since I already love those to begin with, so I would say that my favorite item out of this box was definitely the KRINK marker. I'm really looking forward to trying more of this product and even trying it on different surfaces to see what I can create. If you'd like to know more about Artsnacks, you can find them at artsnacks.co or here on YouTube. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you next time.